Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Chemo Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for life.
We are a Buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for life.
Healing through connections.
Wasn't that a great hour? Our international panel. I loved it. Gotta love the tour of love. And I've got to say thank you to all of those that are helping me to get through tonight. Because, yeah, I was starting to feel it. Now I'm starting to get that next win. I don't know how many of them I've had so far, but we're going with it. So what do you guys think? Should we do a countdown? Let's do a countdown. I think so. You know, I love that music and the whole dun, dun, and you can feel the vibe and the groove of the tour of love. And I don't know if you all have an idea of some of this, but I know Barbara does, who is our segment director. And may I just say, she has been here the whole time. She is a shining star. And you know, you get a hand for that one. I made her laugh. I love it. I love it. This is just so much fun when, you know, like, okay, we are now on hour number 17 of 36 hours. And this last segment that we just had with some of the international people that we heard from, and I want to thank Teresa Snyder for coming in at the last minute and to help lead the panel and to ask some great questions. The collective that is coming together, those throughout the world that are hearing the need and answering the call and saying, I am, like Yadira, I am. Yes, those 2 words are extremely powerful. Many of us know where those words come from too. And I am here. I am determined. I am committed. I am Tamara, and I am going to see this through until we see that one person throughout the world in the middle of the night that is feeling isolated and alone and saying, I am scared. I am facing cancer. I am alone. We're going to say, I am here for you. I am your buddy. And I am a part of a community that is here for all of you that are out there saying, I am scared. I am depressed. And I am feeling isolated. Collectively, as a universal family, as a family of people that, like in some families, they may not believe the same things. They may not even see eye to eye. That's okay. Because there is a higher frequency here that we are talking about, and that is love. The tour of love. And I don't know if you guys all know, however, Love It, the Love It Festival, Tour of Love, all of this came from chats that we had in the close group. And, yeah, Barbara just so happens to always say something that it's like, oh, that's good. Or Brooke, too, and some of our different leaders and buddies. And because you see, our leadership are buddies. This is a unique community in that we empower our community members and our buddies to be leaders. And the leaders end up finding out that, oh my, I'm a buddy. And it's that beautiful circular motion that takes us forward, a forward motion. And in building something so solid that we come together, and we all know the whole adage of the teacher, what? The teacher learns more than the student, unless they're a geek and they like to study. Or that when you are the one that is leading, or you are the one that has this motion going forward, it then takes on a life of its own, doesn't it? Sometimes it's so hard to get that motor going, and sometimes you think, oh, is this ever going to happen? Yet, and hello, good morning, or good middle of the night, or whatever it may be, 24 hours, 36 hours, who cares, right, Kim O'Neill?
That's right, who cares? Who even knows at this point?
I don't. I'm so beyond that. And, and thank you for coming and joining, because, you're a perfect person to be talking about this too, because of all the studying that you do, all the books you read, all the cards you draw, and all the fun you have with the people that are on your podcast. Let's talk about that a little bit, a little more about your podcast. And every day is a good day, isn't it?
Every day is a great day. It's a new day. And I think it really helps to have a show titled that, because I think we can forget that. So it's a good reminder for people, not just a feel-good statement, but that's right. Today's a new day. What can I do differently today? And so.
I love it. It's a new day. It's a great day. It's a day full of love. And it's that whole, if I was a singing person, I would be like coming out with, and the sun would come out tomorrow, like, okay, but I'm not going to put you through that agony.
You just did it. It was awesome.
That was like, yeah, right. And my kids would be like, oh.
Okay, let me remind you where are we now? In July, however long ago that was at this point, 5 months ago, you actually did come on the show and sing a little bit.
I did like a rapper thing with you. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, we did. We grooved it. We did that thing. And I'm gonna share, because we just had the international panel, and I want you guys to watch. We've been playing this a lot because I love it. I just love it. I get moving and I get grooving, and it's like, okay, I'm strong and wonderful approach to life. Robin, you should be coming. Robin, if you want to come on in and play with us. Robin is from Australia.
Ooh.
And we had some. I have to apologize, guys. Even earlier, like a couple of hours ago, I'm in an area that we are having some real internet issues and stuff. And they did a little test. Like, no internet, really? And I'm calling. We have a pre-scheduled, if you want to know when your internet will be back up, we are doing a fix. Yeah. We're doing and I don't know about you because you're down the street from me, not very far, but in my little neck of the woods, I had an education talking to the customer service people, because I'm like, I don't think you guys understand. I need streaming, and so that we can go out to about a million, up to 80 million screens throughout the world. I need a little bit of oomph here, guys. And they're like, well, it depends on where your address is. And we have it all calculated. It has nothing to do with our services. However, if you want this particular upgrade, maybe it might help. And I'm like, oh, I understand. I got it. I understand, you guys. So anyway, and during that, they've been closing us down, the internet. And where I was going is that I got kind of messed up because I was trying to be a good girl with this year with everything on the internet instead of having everything just on my whiteboards and stuff. And I got a little messed up with some of the alignment of hours. And so if so, and Robin, if that happened, I'm so very sorry, and we'd love to have you come on and play with.
Well, she did comment here. She says, "I've been confused how to get on." So I'm wondering if Barbara could send her that link. Maybe, I don't know if she already had the link or what.
It might have been the wrong link too.
Okay,
I don't know, because also what I was having is earlier, if I touched a button when I thought I could, I stopped the whole show. I'm like, don't touch a button.
Okay, well, Barbara is on it. So yes, Robin.
Yeah, well, that's when they came in force, because I kept having problems. I'm like, oops, I did it again.
Oh my goodness. Tamara, it's awesome. Tamara has an awesome team. I'm sure everyone watching knows that, but I'll just affirm. Look who we have.
Oh, yay. You came to play. I love you, Robin. Oh, don't touch a button.
Okay, well, Barbara is on it. Hey, so, Robin, do you have Facebook open?
That's
separately? You might want to close it because we're getting the sound on that.
Is that better? That's better. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I've been checking on every link, every page. I never got the link, obviously, for StreamYard. So
don't worry about it. You know it.
I'm here.
You're here, and it's perfect because you were meant to be here with us right now. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And Robin, I want to say thank you for being who you are. And Kim, you're going to just have another sister from across the other pond going that way, because I've already adopted this one too. And we met on a summit that Crystal Richardson she put on, and she's the one that actually produced our song. And so A Small World. So we were about to show the song. We're going to still do that because I want you to look now. I want you to look at the people that are singing the song that are in there because of the last panel that we just had. Okay, so do it. I spy with my little eye through this right now. Let's do this.
Wow.
Did you sing?
I wanted to. I thought, well, maybe I'd.
It's catchy, isn't it?
Very, yeah. Beautiful words too. And I think, better together, stronger together, and, what love from the heart can do. Yeah. Terrific.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And then Eva, I always am saying, our dear friend from the last hour, I don't know if you saw her, but that's why I was saying I spy with my little eye. She actually came she's in Belgium area right now and the Brussels area. And she was there with us early in the morning on Thanksgiving morning and was singing with us, right, Kim? With all of your friends too. So many of Kim and your sister, right? And
she's in the video. I love seeing that.
that is your sister, right? Yeah, it's so amazing. And I don't know if you know, Robin, but that humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love is exactly what we say in our buddies, because that's something that was said from the very beginning, and it's actually something that I say. And so I'm actually a co-writer now of the song. It's so exciting. Okay, we have a song that's coming up. So I'm going to take us down and we're going to watch this.
Let's just sit here for a while, watch the water flowing from the sea. Let's just sit here for a while, contemplate what life should really mean. Let's just sit here for a while, let the rain come down and shower me. Let's just sit here for a while, let it wash away our misery. No worries do I see for you and me. No worries do I see for you and me. Let's just sit here for a while, sit among the cover of the tree. Yeah. Let's just sit here for a while, recognize the beauty of the leaves. Let's just sit here for a while, watch the wildlife come and then retreat. Let's just sit here for a while, turn these moments into memories. No worries do I see for you and me. No worries do I see for you and me. No worries do I see. So come on, take your hand and just travel with me. Take a little journey to a new space and time. Let the rhythm lead you with the bass and the line. So why not sit back and smile for a while? On the microphone is me with that Long Beach style. Style for the old, got style for the new. Style that white boys ain't supposed to be able to do. But here I go, just to show that I know how to flow. I have it running up from the back to the front row, just to see me chill, hear me get ill. I don't pop pills, but I'll rock the mic still, cause I'm a fly rhyme sayer, making you a wayer. People say that EST could become the mayor. Used to drink like a sailor, don't need a tailor. Got plenty of rhymes to share ya. No worries do I see
I love it. And you know what? Barrington, also known as Barry. That is, Barrington said, "Are you going to have reggae on?" And I'm like, yeah. So then I'm like, Kim, because you have all these connections with all these amazing bands, like, Kim, got any reggae? And you came through with this band with a couple of selections and like a reggae fusion type of a thing, right?
Oh my gosh, such awesome last minute notice. I put the notice out there and people chimed back in, connected us, and they're local to us here in Southern California. And so it was pretty cool. We were able to get some of their songs.
I love it. And so Barrington, thank you for the suggestion and for the character. So Robin, I want people to know a little bit about your story. I know you told it on the Service Hero show, and then when you've been on summits, and you are a champion, is what Barbara calls it. You are a warrior, what others call it. You are a survivor, what others say. I call you a buddy, a sister, a friend, and you know, and I'm grateful you're here with us. You have you have a story, don't you?
Yeah, and cancer, you know, breast cancer was a big part of that, really. You know, that was that one of those defining moments that I look back. It's it's over 9.5 years now, and it woke me up, you know, deep within me of, you know, what was it that I wanted out of life, and that my life indeed mattered, because I was in a very dark place. And yeah, you don't anticipate that you could be so grateful for something that's such a challenge to walk through, and yet I see so many wonderful, amazing lessons that I would never have experienced apart from going through some of the challenges. And, you know, that sense of having to surrender almost, you know, when you don't know what's ahead, you know, life, the pathway ahead is full of uncertainty, and yet some of those lessons I learned then I've taken through other challenges in my life. And it's just by being present in the now and making now wonderful, as, you know, good as you can. And yeah, just being so grateful for life. You know, I loved what you were sharing, Kim, and I thought, yes, every day I wake up and I think it's an awesome day. Thank you, Lord, you know, for another day. And I guess I've found more of my purpose, you know, through going through these things. And I know very well that it was other people that helped support me, you know, those buddies. We don't call them so much buddies in Australia, but I had a breast nurse, and that she would come and I could ring her, and just some of the volunteers that would drive me to radiotherapy too, and chemo. And yeah, I'm just so grateful. And they were the little things that really made such a big difference in my whole journey of you know, coming through that tunnel. And I call myself a thriver now. I'm very, very thankful.
And you are thriving. And I have to ask, because I do know the answer, but I love this. And how many kids, adult, what do you have?
If I got the right numbers at this time of the night, I've got 7 children.
7, yeah. And they're all, I mean, and I don't have the picture here, but oh my goodness, we showed it on when I had her on the Service Hero show, and I mean, it looks as though they had to have been like one, then another year, and then another, because they're like, and they're so. They like each other. You can tell, like, there was a picture and they're all like hugging and close and stuff. And you gotta, you know that comes from the heart. And Robin, you have that heart, you have it, and I love the fact that you're sharing also that it's not always been easy. And you're in Australia now, but you lived in, was it New Zealand?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm from New Zealand. Yeah, so we came across the ditch and wanted to make a new life. We'd had some things happen, and just what you said, life doesn't turn out how we dream it will or how we anticipate. And I think what I've realized through all of that, it's how we navigate those roads and those tunnels. And really, we sometimes get this perspective that life is going to be or should be all how it, we imagine in our minds that we live till 70 years and 10, and we have children and they're all perfect and they don't give you any trouble. Well, that's just an illusion. And what I believe actually now is that these challenges actually are given to us as a gift, and it's whether we have that perspective in the heart to be open to actually seeing what that gift is and actually learning the lessons that we need to, and getting clear on really what's important in life. So as you said, I have got a story. I had a broken marriage after I went through cancer, and it was something that I never would have dreamed I would have been walking down. I've got a strong faith and marriage was for life, but these things happen, and at that pivotal point, and I know a lot of the ladies that will be navigating the journey with cancer, there's a pivotal point in your life where you have to make that decision. What am I going to focus on? Am I going to focus on what I haven't got or what I have got, and where is that going to take me? Am I going to look forward and focus on what's ahead and what I can be grateful for, or look at all the things? And we can all find evidence for things that aren't 100% in our life or that are a challenge, but it's when you have that mindset to a mindset of gratitude really, and know what matters to you and what your purpose is, that gives you that sense of meaning of life. And
love it. Kim, do you have any, because Robin is such an amazing soul, and I can feel that you're feeling it, and right up your alley. And so I want to allow for you to ask some questions and have conversation here.
Okay. Thank you, Tamara. Robin, I totally resonate with everything you're saying here. I guess the first question that's coming up for me, because I do, like you were talking about, I make it a point to learn from everything in life. And if we focus on that, like, what has that been like for you of going through something that was challenging and then learning how to see the positive?
Yeah. I guess in many ways it's a choice that we make, and it was also realizing that there was something more for me. And I don't, as I said, we don't look into a crystal ball where we know how long we're going to be on this earth for, and yet what we learn in these moments we can take with us to be able to impart onto other people. And that can be as simple as an encouraging word, or it could be more of a mission and, a ministry, a business, perhaps, an outreach, whatever it might look like. But what I realized was that nothing is too small that we can bring to the world. And realizing that we have a purpose, just being ourselves. And that's been a little bit of my own journey in the last number of years, is actually recognizing my gifts, that it's the purpose that I'm being, spared, and I'm still here to be able to, impart that to others and mirror, I guess, the hope that I have within me, that no matter what I've been through, that I can still experience joy and, growth, personal growth. That's been a decision that I've made 3.5 years ago. I've been studying human behaviour, and that's really been quite transformative in my life, and helping me to focus on what's above the line, take responsibility for what I can, and actually surrender and let go what I can't.
Oh, that's such a good answer. Yeah. What's really coming to mind for me is a lot of times with just all sorts of things in life, we can tend to have this focus outwardly. So I can imagine someone thinking, well, I'm trying to learn from it, and somehow thinking that the thing that they're supposed to learn might be something that's outside there. But you were just talking about learning about yourself and your own purpose and taking responsibility. And that can be such a pivotal moment to go, oh, maybe it has nothing to do with anything out there, and it's all me.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it is.
And, every fear that we have, every trigger that we have, it's all about what's inside us. And, I've been learning this afresh just of late. And, I've met somebody special in my life, and that's been amazing. And yet I've done a lot of healing, but with somebody that, you connect on that heart intimate sort of level, there's been other things that have come up, and I've realised, wow, I've still got these inner fears that are needing an extra excavation to be able to clean out. So it's not about, putting it on someone else, not to say that they can't take responsibility for what's theirs, but it's recognising that so much of what we face and challenges is the meaning that we make things and our perspective on it, and really looking at what's still holding us back. And sometimes those are, past experiences that we need to be set free from. And it's a gradual process, isn't it, life? And it's like peeling back the layers and to really find that beautiful gold within us. And yet, once again, it's that choice that we make, and, learning about our values and what's really important so that we can align our life with the values that we hold, dear.
I want to say thank you to both of you for what you're talking about. And I'm going to go back and have you guys continue. However, while Lori is still here, I want to recognize that Lori Whitney is an author that sent in 2 books that she wrote, and I want to offer these. We're doing for donations, so a set. We're doing an auction, and so I want to offer these out, and I want to say thank you for the love. Thanks for sharing the love. Well, thank you, Lori Whitney, for sharing the love. And this is a story that is actually about family member, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's a true crime thriller, and it's speaking about family. And so, and she authored these 2. So I want to say thank you, Lori, while you were here, and I didn't want to interrupt too much. However, I want to share the love. When they're sharing the love with us, we want to share the love with them. And
beautiful.
Everything that you were just sharing too, Robin, thank you for giving us the insight too. And I love the fact that you're so open about how here you have a new chapter in your life that is starting up. And with a new chapter, sometimes that new chapter is going to then say, okay, here's some new things to look at. And that's a great message.
Yeah. Well, because really, when you think of it, the only thing that we can control really is within us, isn't it? Our words, our thoughts, the way we respond. Yeah. And that is just, even that one thing has just freed me so much in, the last 4.5 years. Just letting go of what is not mine. It's, learning more about boundaries and, letting go of what I'm not responsible for.
That's a good line right there.
Yeah. So freeing.
It is. It is. Yeah, it really is. And, you know, part of taking responsibility too can be even as simple, well, it can be very challenging actually, reaching out and asking for help. You know, when you're going through something as significant as cancer, you know, sometimes we carry these roles on throughout our life, you know, as a hero, and that was me. You know, oh, I'm brave, I'll get through this. I didn't want anybody's life, you know, disrupted because my children were still relatively, some of them were still quite young. And yet in the end, you know, I actually felt a little bit neglected and abandoned. And what I've recognised is that was part of my doing. You know, I was responsible for that because I took this hero role on board. And I think people want to be able to help, and yet in some ways they don't know how to. So being able to express your needs and have your needs met is a huge part of, you know, building our self-esteem and, you know, living a life that's, you know, feels like it's got deep meaning. Yeah. Behind the mask of a stranger. Yeah, that's lovely, Laurie. Wow.
Yes, and she said that there is a prayer that she wrote in there, behind the mask of a stranger, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating that it's interesting that you showed up right now, Laurie, as we're talking about this subject too, because here, Laurie is. She's one of the co-writers of this, and Behind the Mask of a Stranger is a biographic of let's go here, the case of the Spokane serial killer, and you know, and not to go one way, but this is about, if you have a serial killer, you have cancer, you have something, a pandemic, you have something happen that is huge and rough and everything, and yet it's an opportunity for us to get through and heal, you know, and I really thought about this as I was looking at her books and really taking it in. And I want to say thank you for this. And thank you, Robin. It's interesting how life works, because we're all here together and we're talking about a nonprofit that is serving people that are affected by cancer, both the patient and those people that love and support them. And what is it that we all end up saying in the end is that we learn so much. We learn about how strong we are. We learn about how life is so important. Sometimes we take it for granted.
Yeah.
And it might be that it's this or it's that, and it can be really big. However, the lessons can be really big. And then all of our hearts coming together to serve each other to get through it can even be bigger. And that's what bonds us all together, right?
Yes, the beauty of the human soul, I think, you know, comes out so often in those challenges. And I can remember we have something called the Otis Foundation in Australia, where a woman who went through cancer herself and lost her life quite young, they donated, her vision was to donate this land and to build this beautiful property, because she recognised that being in nature just fed her soul and nurtured it in those times of, you know, getting through treatment. And it started a movement and a ripple effect where there's many properties all around Australia, and they gift you. You can go as many times as you like and spend this, you know, whether it be a week, you've got to book it in advance, or or a weekend, and they're all in these beautiful environments. And I took all my whole family to, it's not that far from here really, a few hours, and it was this beautiful, like in a resort type thing, and we had a tennis court and we had a spa pool, and my children with this huge house, and it just overwhelmed me just with the sheer humbleness, I think, and gratitude that people would do this for others that they didn't know. And this particular couple had a business in town, and they used it in the weekends, and during the week they not rented it out, they gave it to people. And it's those little things you never forget. And so I think it just encourages us to give out more of ourselves in a resourceful way. And that's what I've learned along this way, that I don't have to be everything to everybody, but I can be intentional and, you know, really live a conscious type of life. Because when you face everything being stripped away, it shows you what's the rawness, you know, within you and what's really important. And often it's just the simple things, isn't it, that is such a blessing in our lives.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kim, love to hear what you have to say about simple things.
Yeah.
Oh, about simple things. Simple things. Well, I think there was something that Robin said earlier that I really wanted to highlight, and I think it ties into simple things. So, Robin, earlier you were talking about gradual process, about all of this and how it can be like peeling the layers, and how, you know, and Tamara highlighted too how you were saying, you know, you had the one lesson you went through, and now you're starting a new phase and some new stuff is showing up, right? And that was just bringing up for me how again, there's so many mindsets that can be kind of I don't know, easy or automatic for a lot of us to click into and then to unlearn. And so what that means for me is this unlearning of thinking that we're getting to a destination where, okay, now I've learned everything. Now I'm going to get to have the happy relationship and happy job and everything's happy, versus realizing it's all a process and it's going to ebb and flow. And it's okay to be over that journey and celebrate myself. And, oh, now I found myself in a new one, but it's okay because I have those lessons to take forward with me, and I can navigate these because, you know, because I know how, and learning to surrender. And so how that ties into simple things for me is, I think there's this kind of automaticness, that's not really a word, but automaticness to overcomplicating things. Right. Okay. And so like you were just now saying, Robin, about stripping everything away and getting to that rawness, that simpleness within us of where we get to, you know, it may be painful or uncomfortable, but where we're finally forced to go, wait, what's really important here? And it doesn't have to be 50 million things. It can literally be just me or just you.
Right.
And go from there. So,
yeah. And don't you think that a lot of that is, you know, building self-trust within ourselves, and, you know, knowing that you can trust your, you know, the boundaries that you are clear on, because you've got clear values, and you are able to express your needs, and you're able to help meet the needs of those that are important to you, and you're in tune with your emotions. And that was something that I've learned in the last number of years, was the importance of expressing and, you know, sitting with these emotions and letting them flow through us, because blocked emotions, especially emotions of pain and, you know, trauma, they fester and they cause disease in our bodies. So a lot of what I learned through cancer was that I was in a very emotionally traumatic stage in my life, but because I played that hero role, it was like, oh, well, you know, we'll just put a lid on it all and we'll soldier on because, you know, I'm strong and and yet it flowed out. It came out in unexpected ways. And so now it's like I don't have to be, as I said, everything to everybody. I can acknowledge my needs, and I know when my yes is yes and my no is no, and to be able to say that, you know, calmly and with confidence. People, you know, they know where they stand with you, but the biggest gift is that you can trust yourself in those moments. So you cannot, you know, can live a simplistic life and not overcomplicate it. Yeah.
That's so good. That just brings in this whole, there can be this resistance to saying no to other people. But when you get to that place where you finally realize, oh, wait a second, a no to them is a yes to me. And I deserve that. I'm worth that. I'm allowed to say yes to me.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So.
absolutely. That worthiness of, you know, what was that quote? Self-care and self-love is not putting ourselves before everybody. It was... oh, look, I can't remember the punchline now, but, you know, taking care of ourselves so that we can be there for others.
Yes.
And, you know, how many mothers, you know, and mothers obviously are women, and women are the ones that get, you know, majority of breast cancer, it's been their whole life putting themselves, you know, everyone else above themselves. And there's obviously a natural form of that, you know, as a mum bringing up children and everything. But when it becomes just an automatic thing that you actually negate your needs and you neglect them, you actually start getting just depleted, and you lose something from within you, I believe. So learning how to nurture and, you know, show yourself self-love. I actually went and had a beautiful facial today because it was a gift from my children, and I thought to myself, how many years ago I would have felt guilty about something like that. I mean, obviously it was a gift to me, but I would not have even considered that because of everybody else's needs, you know, and obviously with a large family too, you had a few more to think about. But what I've seen in my own children's lives, especially as they've got older, that the more I show them how I can care for myself, I'm teaching them how to treat me. And this, you know, when we know that we're enough and that we're worthy and that we are loved for who we are, you know, that has a ripple effect to the people that we love the most and even further.
Definitely. Tamara, did you have thoughts on that one?
Well, I'm just grinning ear to ear because I'm loving the conversation and absolutely, and I'm thinking also, you know, how many people are thinking right now, wow, not only have I been affected by cancer one way or another, but how many generations? I know I'm not the only one. And so many times it ends up being generational. How do we stop that? And what you're sharing right now, Robin, I'm thinking, wow, that is one of the ways is we start to create new healthy patterns. Because many times our generational patterns, it may never have been intentional.
Yeah.
And there may even be other things that are somewhere in these cords. However, there are patterns that it's like, how many times have you heard, oh, you sound just like your mom, or I sound just like my mom, or I, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You think, oh, I'm never going to say that. And then, did I just say that? I mean, how many times do we go through this? And then we're thinking, oh, we're the only ones. Well, actually, generational patterns are generational patterns. And now being aware. And that's what I love about what we do here within this nonprofit. And I'm gonna, you know, yeah, guys, we are on hour number 17, and we are putting out some, I think, really amazing, entertaining, you know, entertainment, comedy, music, inspiration, education, great conversation, and and thinking about the generational issue, we have so many people that are saying, okay, I'm aware of this now. They're now learning through behavior modification. They're learning through their words, things like NLP, or they're learning about energy healing, like Dr. Jill Briscoe, or they're learning about this Reiki. We're going to be having here soon in the morning at 7 o'clock Pacific. We're going to have Angel Marie and Shine On, and we're going to be doing her Shine On thing. And and you think about the fact, and even that hour, we're going to have AJ Poyden coming in and getting out of his straitjacket. That's an interesting thing. You guys want to watch that. It's crazy. And he teaches through it. And that's what I want to say, is that we right now have an opportunity to, as a worldwide family, be looking at generational patterns, looking at our own patterns, and how, like you were saying, Robin, when you start to say, I am worthy to take care of myself, and it's the best thing I can be doing for my children.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're going to not only learn how to take care of me, they're going to learn how to take care of themselves, and then they're going to learn how to take care of those coming in the next generations. And we will start seeing healthier generations, and we can put those numbers, those horrible, huge numbers that they're projecting, you can say, we're kicking your numbers to the curb too. With that cancer, we're kicking to the curb, and the power, and we're getting rid of it, because we as a family are working together, and we're learning together and growing together and changing our behavior together to be healthy. And that's what I'm hearing from you, Robin.
Well, I think I call it unenmeshment, and I'm passionate about it because, we have this enmeshment within our tribe, don't we? And as you said, it's it often is not intentional, but we end up living a life that's not congruent and really truly authentic. We're living a life for everybody else. And, to really be able to unenmesh and make your own choices and decisions. And, it might align with what you've been brought up with and what, the people are around. But it's a gift that you can give yourself to unenmesh. And it's like, there was an example given to me about what would happen if you said, sorry, Mum and Dad, I'm not coming home for Christmas. I've got other plans. And for some of them, the roof would fall down. It would be a major catastrophe. That it's just actually recognizing that we're all individual, and we've all got our own thoughts, our own mind, and we are shaped obviously through our childhood, but to unenmesh and to do something for you and build your own core values and your own self-worth, as you said, Tamara, it's so much. It helps you experience joy. It helps you connect deeper to yourself, to others, because you can be just totally authentic. You don't have to think about, well, who, what should I be? How should I act? You just are you. But it takes that sort of like that cutting the ties and then, forming which ones you want to again, but moving on in a different way. And sometimes people don't like change, do they? They don't want us changing, and in many ways they want to keep us the same because it's certainty to them, and they also often want to keep us safe. But change is a great thing, when we step out of our comfort zone, that's where growth happens. And you don't know what's possible until you taking those steps forward. And I love the fact that cancer does not define us, sexual abuse does not define us, divorce doesn't define us, brokenness doesn't define us. we can always make that choice to step through that door to create a new chapter in our lives.
Thank you for coming and spending the time with us, Robin. And if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they find you?
Well, they can connect with me on Facebook. I'm a life coach, so Courage to Be You actually is my business page. So, yeah, love to just connect, and even if it's just to, offer some supportive words and encouraging words, it's a joy to be able to help lift others higher, because I've been fortunate to have those that have lifted me higher. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming and inspiring and lifting us all higher today. And I appreciate you so very much, so very much. And thank you for being a part of the tour of love. And we are now closing hour number 17 to go into hour 18. Almost halfway there.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.